Rangers win, baby, 4-1 over the Winnipeg Jets in a game that was, I mean, I would have liked to have seen a bit better. Not gonna lie there, but I thought that they played pretty solid 5-on-5, which was very encouraging because we know the story. This team's not been good 5-on-5 for the majority of the year, if not the entire year, pretty much. So, yeah, it was nice to see some good 5-on-5 play, but penalty after penalty after penalty this game, and it started early. And thankfully, in the third period, it definitely got better, and they didn't take. I don't think they took a penalty in the third period. No, they did. What am I talking about at the end? But they definitely tuned it down a bit, but overall, still not pleased with that. 5-on-5, though, however, really solid performance, but we're going to dive into it all. Be sure to leave a like, of course, if you do enjoy this video. Subscribe if you guys are new, especially if you're Ranger fans. We recap every Ranger game, so why would you not subscribe if you're a Ranger fan? That makes no sense to me. And then turn the notifications on so you know when I upload, even though it's fair to assume that I upload after every Ranger game, either the night of or the day after, mostly the night of. But yeah, let's dive into this one. So right out of the gate, the Rangers just they looked strong. They were getting some really good looks in the offensive zone, just putting the pressure on, especially those top two lines. Granted, it's hard to say what the lines were tonight with 11 forwards and 7 defensemen, which, little pregame note, why was there 11 forwards and 7 defensemen? Sure, I guess it worked, but Libor Hayek has no business being in the lineup over Morgan Barron or Julian Gauthier. Both were healthy scratches, but neither of them had any business sitting out for Libor Hayek, but who only played 7 minutes, might I add. So it made no sense to me. But yeah, so the first period, they come out strong, and it pays off because only 2 minutes into this one, Barclay Goodrow scores a beautiful goal from a beautiful pass by Jacob Trua. Filipino will also pick up an apple on that one, and the Rangers do end up going up 1-0 early in this game. So yeah, it looked like one of the games that, okay, the Rangers, they look good 5-on-5. This should be an easy one, right? Right. Well, nope. It's the New York Rangers. They never make it easy. Ryan Lindgren takes a dumb penalty, and the Rangers just keep taking penalty after penalty after penalty. And then when it does become 5-on-5 again, though, they do go back to dominating again, and it does pay off again because Chris Kreider, Captain Cry Dizzle, scores on the power play, as they did draw a penalty there for once from Panarin and Fox. It ended up bouncing off of someone, I believe, and then Kreider, he ends up burying that one, and the Rangers go up 2-0, and they played pretty strong most of the period, but they did take another penalty at the end of the period. Again, so most of the first period was played short-handed for the Rangers, but they still came out of it 2-0, which you got to be pleased with. Second period, it was kind of, well, first period shots, by the way, 16-9. That doesn't tell the story because, like I said, the Rangers were shorthanded most of the period. Second period, it was a boring period, honestly. Igor made just such an unreal save, by the way. I don't know how to describe it. Does a spin. But he was an animal tonight, as always. But the Rangers just kept taking dumb penalties after dumb penalties after dumb penalties. And Winnipeg, it only took them the 10th power play for them to capitalize. And it's Nikolai Ehlers from Kopp, future Ranger Andrew Kopp, and Neil Pionk, because of course Neil Pionk would. They score on the power play, just a snipe where Kreider misreads a play. He tries to jump up and steal the puck there from Ehlers, or it might have been Kopp. And yeah, nothing they could do. And Ehlers just snipes that one low side on Igor Shesterkin. It was a pretty boring period outside of that. Just a lot of back and forth hockey. Shots were 13-7, but again, too many penalties, man. Too many penalties. And then the third period comes around, and the Rangers played they did not play good hockey at all this third period. They didn't take a lot of penalties. They only took one at the very end, but it was mostly Winnipeg in control for this period. This game felt like it went quick, by the way. I just want to add that side note there, but it was just a boring. It was a boring game, but the third period just was not exciting, really. Like I said, Winnipeg had most of the control. Zibanejad did get a chance in this period where I thought he got hooked there, but apparently there was no hooking call. So that was weird. And it didn't matter, though, because the Rangers did score. Chris Kreider, the captain, again. Beautiful backhand snipe. Zibanejad and Lafreniere. Lafreniere, love that. He gets a point finally. His hard work paying off and finally getting on the score sheet. So it's finally being recognized there. Kreider, beautiful backhand snipe on Hellebuck, and the Rangers go up 3-1. Right then and there, I had a feeling that the Rangers were going to win this game. I didn't think for a second they were going to blow it. And then Mika Zibanejad confirms that further as Trouba blasts one for the point, and they just changed it to Zibanejad, the goal. So Zibanejad apparently got a piece of it, and Panarin also gets an apple there, and the Rangers go up 4-1. But overall, Winnipeg just kept putting the pressure on from there on, and they get a power play late as Nemeth takes a stupid penalty, and the Rangers just didn't give them any room. They were so good defensively, despite Igor's great performance, stopping 45 shots tonight on 46 attempts. Yeah, the defensive effort I thought was I shouldn't say it was that strong, so let me pump the brakes there, but it was solid for a good amount, all things considered. They were shorthanded most of the game. And then Igor Shesterkin tries to score the empty net goal at the end, and Pierre-Luc Dubois, the dick he is, decides not to move. He's not actually a dick. I don't know him personally, but I was mad about that, as all of Rangers Twitter was. Come on, just move out of the way, man. Move out of the way. You already lost the game. 16-6 in favor of Winnipeg for the shots. That really does sum up how that period went. It was not a pretty period at all for the Rangers. But shots on goal total for the game, 46-22 in favor of Winnipeg. Yikes. 61-39 in the faceoff dot in favor of Winnipeg. And for whatever reason, the block shots and giveaways have just not been showing up on the NHL's website as of lately. So that is annoying and weird. Is there any way I could see? Block shots. There we go. On TSN. Thank you. Split at 9 apiece, and turnovers 14 for the Rangers, 11 for Winnipeg. We can't really talk about each individual line because, like I said, they ended up running with, they did 11-7 today instead of the traditional, of course, 12-6. So let's just talk about what the lines were kind of mostly, and based on that. So the top line has been the same for most of the time lately, that being Lafreniere, Zibanejad, Kreider. Again, I've been saying it, I sound like a broken record with most of this, but they just have been the most consistent. I thought that the second line was actually better tonight, believe it or not, but I liked what I saw from that first line tonight. So, not going to complain there. Not that they got a lot of ice time either way, because, you know, they're shorthanded most of the game. Second line of Panarin, Strome, and Hunt. Hunt, he was a bit better. That doesn't say much, but he was better than he's been in previous games. I will say that. Strome, same with him. Better effort from him tonight than from recent games. And Panarin, definitely one of his better games, and he looked like the Panarin that we signed signed to that contract for, which was nice to see because we have not seen that Panarin a lot this year. But either way, they got most of the sustainable offense going, 5-on-5 especially. So I'm happy with that line, and I thought they were the best tonight. The third line, which this is where it gets confusing, and you scratch your head at what was going on here, but Barclay Goodrow, Philip Hedl, and Johnny Brzezinski. Brzezinski is miles ahead of both Julian Gauthier and Greg McKegg and Ryan Hunt. It's actually a felon that he was playing in Hartford over all those guys, because he should be in the lineup. He had a great breakaway chance. I think it was in the second period, or it might have been the third period, where Connor Hellebuck just poke checks that one. But Johnny Brzezinski was so good tonight. I loved him. Barclay Goodrow had a really great night. And Philip Hedl, he's looked really good lately. He's getting chances, and he's doing some little things that don't show up on the score sheet. I'm liking what I'm seeing from Hedl, and maybe this will boost his trade value, or maybe this will, like I said last video, force the Rangers' hand a bit here at the deadline of what they want to do with him. But I'm happy. If they don't have to get an upgrade on that third line, if there's one less upgrade they need to make, hey, I'm happy about it, because Obviously, you save some assets there, but I still would like them to get a center there and have Heedle move to the wing if they do decide to go the route of keeping Heedle. And then you had Reeves and Gettinger who were kind of rotating here and there with other players. By the way, Zibanejad had an insane game. Just wanted to mention that quickly. He had 6 shots on goal. Kreider at 5. He's maybe the first line was best, but I don't know. I thought most of the sustained offense came from that second line. But Gettinger, he's another one where he's just so much better than McKegg. Doesn't say much, but he is. Would I like to see him in the everyday lineup? No, he only got 6 minutes, but I thought he was decent. And then Reeves, he got some good ice time today. And some minutes with the top 6 guys. I thought he was pretty solid. He had a couple great defensive plays. And I think that he does really well when he plays less than 10 minutes in a game. That is for sure. The defense, Lindgren and Fox, they looked a lot better than what we've seen. And it looked like the defensive pair that we saw them be consistently night in and night out for the beginning of the season and from last season. Just by far the best defensive pair of the night. They were really good, especially Fox having to kill that many penalties and be on the PK that much. Really great effort from both of them tonight. Miller and Trouba. Trouba had a solid night. He really wanted to stick it, I guess, to Winnipeg for trading him. But Keandre Miller, I thought that he was abysmal tonight. He didn't do anything offensively like he sometimes does. And then there were so many times where he was just leaving Trouba behind in these 2-on-1 situations like we've seen all year. I feel like I'm beating a dead horse here, but it's just the way it is with him every single night. The bottom defensive pair, it was kind of rotated there with Nemeth and Hayek being there, rotating with each other, playing with Braden Schneider. Schneider, I can't say enough good things about him, man. He is just bringing it every single night, and I would love for the Rangers if they do go out and get another blue line piece. If they get like a Marchi or Dano, I really think the Rangers have to make that the second pair and make Miller and Trouba the third defensive pair. Schneider is just so good right now, and it's just unreal. It's just unreal. In terms of Hayek and Nemeth, Hayek, we didn't see much of him, so I can't really say much, but he didn't do anything stupid tonight, so I guess that's good. Nemeth, he took a dumb penalty at the end, but that's really about the extent of his night. And then you got Igor Shesterkin. I mean, gotta win the heart, right? Gotta, right? Let's get to Twitter. Mika the Crides says, thoughts on Trouba's goal in his return to Winnipeg. Like I said, I think he wanted to stick it to Winnipeg a bit there. It wasn't his return because he did actually play them in 2019, 2020, that season. They actually did play Winnipeg. So it wasn't his return, but in his second appearance and his other return, if you want to put it that way, he, I guess, wanted to stick it to Winnipeg for not wanting to pay him, for trading him, and to the few fans that were booing him, which the crowd was very quiet tonight, which was weird considering Winnipeg's usually one of the louder buildings. But yeah, I guess he just wanted to stick it to them for whatever reason. But I really liked his play tonight, so I was definitely pleased. But he didn't score because they changed it to Mika. So yeah, he got a point though, and he did contribute a lot tonight. So I'm happy there. But that's going to be it for this one. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like, subscribe if you guys are new, of course. And like I said, if you're Ranger fans, turn notifications on, and I will see you guys in the next one.